Shalom. This is the I.S.U.P.K. Sabbath Service. Imagine. I'm going to do, upon how you're done, we're going to do the Lord's Prayer. Upon how you're done, we try to face the east. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kadash, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakaka, Aba'ah, Radazaka, Asha, Baharataza, Kawa, Bashamayim, Latanda now, Lakam, Call, Yawam, Wasalat now, Kapawaki now, Kasalat now, Kapawaki now, Wala'ah, Tabayah now, Bonasai one, Abal, Awashai now, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Wa'ala, Wa'atapar, Lawalayam, Amah. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Alaharim, Mayan, Yaba'ah, Azariah, Ma'im, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Warataza, Al Yadan, Namawat, Galka, Al Yanawam, Shemarka, Anah, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yashan, Shawamar, Yashala, Yahweh, Shemarka, Yahweh, Zalka, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hachamash, Ba'ah, Yakaka, Wayara, Ba'ayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal, Rai, Yashamar, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaka, Wabuaka, Mayata, Why? I will love. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes to the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help coming from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. Who now suffered thy foot to be moved? He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. The prayer for the Hakak, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Babakashah, the thunder now, Hakak, Raba'ah, Call Makalah, Call Marawa, Aka, Latahar, Amatazariah, Aka, Lahaku, Lamaki, Aka, Arakawa, Hatama'ala, Lagarshan, Bashimi Al-Shai, the Waraman, in the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you. So be it. Prayer for the blessing in Hebrew. Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, Barak Now, YAHANNA, Wahabayah, Baria, Barak, Rapa'ah, a gun. Say the name of loved ones once, everyone repeats the name once. I.S.U.P.K Minnesota. I.S.U.P.K Haiti. I.S.U.P.K Memphis. I.S.U.P.K Nashville. All of I.S.U.P.K Tennessee. The victims of the flood in Tennessee.
I.S.U.P.K Louisiana.
I.S.U.P.K Louisiana.
I.S.U.P.K Mississippi.
I.S.U.P.K Mississippi.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
Irma Johnson.
Irma Johnson.
Monique Johnson.
Monique Johnson.
Joel Washington.
Joel Washington.
House of Torah.
House of Torah.
I.S.U.P.K Minnesota.
I.S.U.P.K Minnesota. Bashim Yahweh Shai, the Waraman. In the English, Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless us in Israel. And the school, bless, heal, shield, protect, loved ones. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you. So be it. Psalms chapter 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim. Al-Damayah. Laka. Al-Takarash. Wa Al-Tashakwat. Kayahana. Al-Yabyaka. Yahama. Yawan. Ra'ash. Al-Imaka. Wariyamwa. Sawara. Wayata. Yatazawa. Al-Tazawapanka. Amarwa. Lakawa, Wanakidam, Magaria, Wala, Yazakar, Sham, Yashala, Iwara, Aya, Yantazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Adyaka, Maria, Yakarafa, Alia, Adawam, Wash Yashamai, Allah, Yam, Moaba, Wagari, Gabal, Waimawan, Waimalak, Kalashat, Ain, Yashabia, Kazawar, Gam, Ashawar, Nalawa, Amam, Hayawa, Zawa, Abanya, Lawat, Selah, Aisha, Laham, Madi, Kasiyasara, Kayabin, Panaka'ah, Yaswan, Nashamadwa, Bayan Dara, Ayawa, Aman, Adama, Chayatamwa, Nara, Yab, Mawa, Kayora, Wakaza'aba, Wakazaba, Wakatazal, Manai, Ka, Nasakamwa, Nashar, Amarwa, Narasha, Anawa, Yawa, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shatamba, Kagauka, Kakwash, Lapanya, Raka, Kash, Tabayara, Yara, Kalahaba, Kalahat, Harim, Khan, Dargama, Besaraka, Wabasa, Wabasta, Nabahala, Mala, Anyaham, Kalawan, Wabakashwa, Ka, Yahawa, Wabashwa, Wabaawa, Aya, Ai, Wakaparwa, Abadwa, Dawa, Abawa, Aya, Ai, Aparwa, Abadwa, Adawa, Kayata, Ka, Yahawa, Labaka, Ayawan, Ka, Aharakaza. The English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace. Be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken craft and counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are competitive against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. Their hope in the children of Lot. Salah, doing to them as to the Midianites. As to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor, they became as dung for the earth. Make the nobles like a rare, and like Zeeb. Yea, all the princes, as Zeba and Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O Yahweh, make them like a wheel, as a stove before the wind, as the fire burns the wood, and as the flame set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Yahweh. Let them be confounded in trouble. Forever, yea. Let them be put to shame and perish, that the men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. Blessed ye Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, when all things live. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh, listen to us now, right now, saying evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, priests, Israelite brothers, and the school. Say evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasures of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. What's their riches to enter into thy sanctuary? Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations and the drug dealers, the court system, prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amaleks and the gods and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Passacomatazzi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet, and the airway, and the cable access channel, and the radio channel. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer, and YAHANNA, Michael and Gabriel, come down with flying saucers and punish all the heathen that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause to be known by all that the angels have done. Cause to be spread through the media, throughout the whole world, causing the shake at thy coming. In the name of YAHANNA, thank you always. So be it. Sorry. Shabia, which means be seated. We'll be going into Ezekiel chapter 11 and we're going to start at verse 22. Wait a second, a little bit of technical difficulties here. Ezekiel chapter 11 and verse 22. We reading in the Hebrew. YAHANNA. Akawab Yam. Kanapayam. Wapa. Tayam. Lamatam. Wakab wa Alaya. Yashar Al. Alayam. Walamai Allah. Verse 23. Waya. Kabawa. Yahweh. Ma'al. Tawak. Ayayah. Wayamad. Ahar. Ashar. Makwadam. Walayar. Verse 24. Wawak. Nato Yashanya. Watab Anya. Kashad Yamaa. Agawala. Bamara. Wawak. Alayam. Yaya. Malya. Amara. Ashar. Rariathia. Verse 25. Why the bar? Agawala. Call. Dabaria. Yahweh. Ashar. Aranya. Ezekiel 12:1. Wayaya. Dabar. Yahweh. Aliyah. Lamar. Verse 2. Ban. Adam. Batawak. Maya. Amaria. Ata. Yashar. Ashar. Yang. Lam. Larwa. Wala. Rawa. Azanya. Lam. Lashamai. Wala. Shemaiwa. Kaya. Baya. Maria. Verse 3. Wata. Wata. Ban. Adam. Aisha. Lak. Aliyah. Goba. Wagala. Yamam. Layan Yam. Wagal Yah. Mama Kwama. Makawam. Akar. Layan Yam. Awal Laya. Yawa. Kaya. Baya. Maria. Ama. Right? 7 verses in Hebrew. Now we're going to go to those same 7 verses in the English. The pink oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, get down with your brothers. in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. We're going to go to Ezekiel chapter 11 and verse 22. I'm going to start there. Ezekiel chapter 11 and verse 22. Then did the cherubims lift up their wings, and the wheels beside them, and the glory of God, the God of Israel, was over them above. Like I said before in the previous classes, this is actually explaining the Most High's throne. We thinking this looks like a whole world of things going on. This is the Most High's throne right here. And this is the wheels and all of the what we see, what we call the chariots. These are actually ministers of the throne of the Most High, because the Most High's throne has wheels. You know what I'm saying? It's a power. His throne is not just a throne. It's also a vehicle. It's a power vehicle. Well, the most actually is the most powerful vehicle ever made. It's the Most High's throne. That's why you see the chariots. Those are actually wheels. That's why they turn. You know, it's like a dope, car. You know what I'm saying? When the wheels lifted up and the wheels turn to the side like this, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. They turn like this. They can roll. You know what I'm saying? And then they turn like that, which they can lift up and, you know what I'm saying? And shoot way faster than the speed of light. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Most High was down upon the Egyptians the way that he was. Just that fast. You know what I'm saying? And then the heaven that the Most High, you know what I'm saying, lives on, they can reach the moon, but they certainly can't. They can't reach where the Most High is at. You know what I'm saying? And his vehicle, his chariot, his throne can come down quick. And that's what happens. That's what happened to the ancient Egyptians. And it's the same thing that's going to happen in America when the hosts of heaven come down, up on this earth and tear every damn thing up. That's the prayer that we talk about. You know what I'm saying? The Lord sent Michael, Gabriel, you know what I'm saying? And all the powerful warring angels. All right. Who do we think is going to be the king, of that? All right. Okay, let's go more. Verse 23. And the glory of the Lord went up from the midst of the city and stood upon the mountain, which was on the east side of the city. Verse 24. After the Spirit took me up and brought me in a vision by the Spirit of God into to Chaldea, to them of the captivity. So the vision that I had seen went up from me. The captivity. What was we? We was in captivity in Babylon. Actually, the second Babylon. We were in captivity. Being rounded up, put on ships. This stuff didn't just happen here. You know what I'm saying? America. It was rounded up before. That's how the 10 tribes got taken out of Israel. And you have to have a way of carrying such a large, populace of people. Yeah, they ain't just walking, you know what I'm saying? They were being, bound up and chained and being transported from one place to the next. Regardless of whether it was by literal ships on the water or shipped on land somehow, you know what I'm saying? They were still being shipped. All right. Any questions on what I just said? Verse 25. Matter of fact, I'd like a reader on this. Might pull up Ezekiel 11 and verse 25. The pink oppressor, the devil the Bible speaks of, and the pink oppressor is an accumulation of every captivity that we've ever been in. He done took notes from all the previous captivities. That's how he knew how to enslave us for 400 years. He followed the exact blueprint of the Egyptians. Go
You
ahead.
said Ezekiel 11, verse 25.
Yes.
11.
Go ahead. Can you read?
Then I spake into them of the captivity all things that the Lord had
Show.
showed me.
Right. So what is he doing? What is he doing? What do we do today?
I guess we're in captivity.
Yes,
Again.
and what do the I.S.U.P.K do? We do the same thing that Ezekiel was doing here. What do we do? What did he just say?
I guess you're telling us why.
Oh, read it again. Read it again.
Then I spake. You're telling us. You're speaking about why we're in captivity.
Okay, hold on? Something's going on here. I don't. Okay. Some quick scan thing that popped up there. Yeah, it's blocking the camera. Okay, say that again.
Are you speaking? Is the I.S.U.P.K speaking about why we're in captivity?
No, if you ever take it according to the context of the scripture right here. Actually, you're right. You are right. But read it. Read
the scripture again?
Yeah.
Then I speak unto them of the captivity.
This is what I was something more simple. We speak to those of the captivity.
Right. Speak to them.
Everything that the Lord has revealed to the Israelite school, universal and
Right.
practical knowledge, that we speak to those of the captivity,
Right.
regardless whether we're in class, at camp, or whatever it is that we're doing, or we're just walking down the street, or Facebook, or battling on. We
Right.
speaking to those of the captivity.
Right.
See what I'm saying? That's what we do now. We do the same thing that Ezekiel did then. Okay, let's go to chapter 12 and verse 1.
The word of the Lord also came unto me, saying, verse 2.
You come sit right there in that middle chair. You. If I see y'all doing anything like that again, one that I see is standing up for the rest of the class. Okay, go ahead.
The word of the Lord also came unto me, saying, Son of man, thou dwellest in the midst of the rebellious house which hath eyes to
Okay,
see.
yeah, okay. You read, take it from the top. I want everybody to hear this. Go ahead, take it from the top.
The word of the Lord also came unto me, saying,
That's verse 1. Okay, now verse 2.
Son of man, thou dwellest in the midst of a rebellious house.
Yes, what does it mean that he dwells in the midst of a rebellious house? What does it mean? He's a prophet. Well, let me break it down. He's a prophet that is to be in the midst of something. It's not just to be in the middle of it. You're a spectacle of attention. You know what I'm saying? And he dwells in the midst of a rebellious people, just like what we do. We be out at camp. We're in the midst of a bunch of Christians, a bunch of slaves that loves to be slaves. You know, some of them don't. Those guys sit back. Those are guys that sit back and listen to what we're saying, and some of them actually get this truth. Right? But the other ones, you know, the vast majority of them ain't trying to hear what we're saying. They, you know, up under this little dumbass euphoria that they get from being downtown and all the stuff going and smelling the food and, you know what I'm saying, they loving life. Some of them don't even want to know that they're slaves. They be the first ones to talk about, you know, I'm not a slave. Things is different. They think slavery was in the damn past and can't even see that they're a slave right now. You know what I'm saying? They can't even see that the same downtown that they go in, right? They can't even afford most of the stuff that's there. They can't even afford to go to the pizza place like that. You know what I'm saying? And they just trying to, put on the show like they can afford it. You see what I'm saying? They do all of that, and all the, seeing the interracial stuff going on and all of that. They just caught up in this, they like a Disneyland when they just like a small version of Disneyland when they're in the downtown areas for a lot of them. They run around with their little Birkin bag or whatever you call it, garbage. Is that what they say? Is that what it is? Yeah, yeah, they running the ones that got a little bread. They running around like that, just consumed with this world. You know what I'm saying? They in the world and the world is in them too. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. No, you don't have to start over. Just keep going.
Rebellious house, which have eyes to see and see not.
They have eyes to see. They have eyes to see, but they don't even see how they're even being oppressed. You know what I'm saying? They have eyes to see. The eyes, they got 20/20 vision. According to their physical eyes, they can't see the fact that they're in slavery.
They're basically not watching what's going on now.
Right. They don't care. They just run around the world with horse blinders on. You know what I'm saying? Spiritual horse blinders. And a lot of them don't want to see. They love to lie. They rather hear a beautiful lie than the ugly truth. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
They have ears to hear and not hear.
And hear not. Yes, they have ears to hear, but hear not. They can't even hear the fact that they're being cursed. You know what I'm saying? They can't even hear it. And they can't even see these downtown jobs that they're working in. How the white person can do the same damn job and get paid more. You know what I'm saying? And how they have to, run to get to whatever they got to walk to. You know what I'm saying? They can, relatively just walk and get to the things that we got to run to get and sweat to get. And they don't see that. And they'll be the first one to tell somebody else, no, life is what you make it. You choose to be a slave, you gonna be a slave. Nigga, you in a goddamn choice that you can't, you know what I'm saying? You ain't what you want to be in life. You know what I'm saying? You ain't what you want to be. Oh, you want to be sweeping downtown. That's what you wanted to be out of life. No, that's not what you wanted to be out of life. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
For they are a rebellious house.
They are a rebellious, a hard-headed house. Hard-headed. Running around, calling, the sun God, because the sun brings life to the earth and does this and that. They, instead of believing in the Most High, they rather believe in Ra. You know what I'm saying? The sun God. They'd rather believe in that. And they talk about the services that Ra has done for the earth. How Ra do and makes life, and Ra do this and that. The same niggas, if that's the damn case. They worship a light bulb, nigga. You know what I'm saying? A goddamn candle or something. You know what I'm saying? These niggas will worship anything that provides a service to the earth, but at the same damn time, doesn't reverence the one that created all of this stuff. That don't make any sense. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Anybody ever see that show Modern Marvels? No. You never saw that on the History Channel? Okay, Modern Marvels is a show where they make all these, they talk about all these gigantic machines, the world's biggest bulldozers, things like that were made, right? And that'd be like, man, somebody talking about how great the bulldozer is, you know what I'm saying? How, and all the functions that it can do. But at the same time, they don't care about the engineers that actually made the thing. You know what I'm saying? It'd be best to deal with the engineers and be like, man, how did you do this? You know what I'm saying? Just find out, you know what I'm saying, about the engineers. Right? But these people would rather just worship the sun. You know what I'm saying? But then they hate the creator of the sun at the same time, which makes no sense. Well, we was going through the same damn thing here. That's some of the things that made us a rebellious house. Verse 3 now.
Therefore, thou son of man, prepare the
Stuff.
stuff for remolding,
Removing.
and moving by day in their sight.
In their sight. You
And-
pretty much give them an eviction. You know what I'm saying? This is the eviction thing. You know what I'm saying? Grab them stuff and just start moving it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And thou shalt remove and from thy place and to another place.
Take your time.
To
Read it
another
word by word.
place
Take your time.
in their sight.
Yes, take one thing and move it into another place in their sight, which is also, this is a sign that they're going to be removed. And all the good things that they like that's in Jerusalem will be removed by another nation of people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And Ezekiel just looked like a crazy Negro to some, but the ones that could understand, you know what I'm saying? Either they, got mad at the deal, at what he was doing because they knew it was the truth, or it was like, man, look, we got to get right here because it's the truth. Go ahead.
It may be they will consider thou they be.
Though they be, take your time.
I am.
Take your time.
It may be they will consider thou they be a rebellious house.
Though they be a rebellious house. That they consider these things even though they be rebellious. Some of the rebels will get it. Some of the rebels we got on the team of Ezekiel, and some of the rebels today will get on the team of the I.S.U.P.K. If it's either right and the truth is the truth and they can't deny it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
So Ezekiel wasn't in the truth, is that?
No, Ezekiel was in the truth.
But
he was
just like going his own way or something?
No, he wasn't going his own way. He was saying what God told him to say.
Okay.
The vision, he was able to see, the Most High's throne and everything in the vision. You know what I'm saying? And was able to see the Most High's body frame and stuff like that on the throne. He just couldn't see his face. But the Most High was speaking to him to speak unto the house of Israel. The Most High was dealing with Ezekiel similar to how he was dealing with Moses. Go ahead.
Well, why was there a division then?
A division? What do you mean? Division of what?
Why was there so much rebellion then?
Because for one thing, the same things that we were doing to be led into captivity, we were doing them inside the captivity. You know what I'm saying? Just like the same things that the 10 tribes was kicked out of Jerusalem for doing, they started doing it when they went into other lands. Just like a lot of the native Indians came, they built the pyramids in Egypt for the Egyptians, right? What did a lot of them do when they came here to this side of the world?
Started being rebellious and
started building pyramids. You know, to start to build the structure, the same damn structure of slavery that they should have been aboard because they were slaves when they built the first pyramids for the Egyptians. They came over here and started doing the same damn thing. You see what I'm saying? They did the same thing. They were wicked because they took good and the bad. The Most High told them, the children of Israel to build booths, set up booths. You know what I'm saying? Until you get to your own land, then you build your houses.
And then the booths are supposed to be where we're supposed to be able to be.
A booth is actually a temporary structure.
Okay.
Our apartments, your rental house.
Right.
These are booths. These are not your house. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't think that the whole idea of renting to own is, we always get played in that. Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians always get played in home ownership. We always do. You know why? Because the Most High said for us to dwell in booths. Not saying a literal booth like everybody go get a tent. It's not what it's talking about. With booth, the meaning of the booth is actually temporary structures. Understanding that where you live at now might not be where you will live at tomorrow. Go ahead.
So that's why they have like the whole, like in the white scheme, they have the whole like lease thing, like 6 months,
Yeah.
12 months, 6
Yeah.
months. 12 month or year or
Right.
month stuff because of the white man's kingdom.
Right.
They have that for us. They don't have that for them. But that's why they let them buy
Right.
stuff.
Abraham. Right. Abraham was on the move. You know what I'm saying? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob was on the move. You know what I'm saying? And realized that any given moment the word come and you got to get up and go. But Lot's wife, Lot understood this. But Lot's wife, she understood it, but she was so attached to where she was just at because of everything that they built there. The thing that got her turned into a pillar of salt is the fact that she made that place her rest. You know what I'm saying? And she thinks, everything that the life that her and Lot had built there and all of that. And she looked back at it and she was turned into a pillar of salt. You know what I'm saying? And so there's a lot to be learned in that, huh?
I get that part where we're not supposed to make no place like our rest because we
Right.
know where we're going when.
Yeah, exactly. We're supposed to keep Jerusalem in mind.
Mm-hmm.
All of our movings should be leading us to that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All of our movings should be leading us to that regardless of where we move to. I don't give a damn if you move across the street. You should have Jerusalem in mind.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? You move, you're living in one apartment complex. You move to another apartment complex. You should have Jerusalem in mind.
Right.
Understand that you only be in position. You don't see the map. You know what I'm saying? You can't map it out, but all you know is you moving and you don't look at nowhere as your damn temporary structure. I mean, as your permanent structure. You know what I'm saying? We can't do the same stuff the devils do. We didn't conquer this land and take it, you know what I'm saying, or anything like that. Our position in here is very fragile. You know what I'm saying? We got the nasty habit of downing others for not having what we have. We down niggas for being homeless when in reality you homeless too. It's in a blink of an eye, somebody come and blow every goddamn thing you got away, and you ain't got a goddamn way to protect nothing. You can't protect jack. You know what I'm saying? Somebody can just come and take the bank can take your house whenever they feel like it. You know what I'm saying? They can take your house and, they can hit you with property tax, raise your property taxes. You know what I'm saying? You living in a damn neighborhood, what they can do is they can jack up your electricity and your gas and all of that stuff so high, and your water and all of that stuff so high that you can't afford to even pay for the stuff. They can raise your rent when they want. You know what I'm saying? They can sit there and slap $100. You pay $1,000 for rent a month. They can jack it up to $1,100. You know what I'm saying? And you barely paying the damn $1,000. So what you got to do? Huh? What you got to do?
Stay there or move.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then you say you decide to stay there, and then 3 months later they jack it up again. That's $1,200.
Right.
Eventually, what are you going to do? Eventually, you're going to goddamn move. You know what I'm saying? You got to move something. You got to move to a better paying job, which that's a tall order a lot of the times too. You know what I'm saying? Because you're the last one to get hired and the first one to be fired. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to sell drugs just to even have that damn place. You got to work and sell drugs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you get locked up for selling drugs, you lose the damn place anyway. You know what I'm saying? See what it puts you right back at, and then you get out of jail, now you're unemployed. You know what I'm saying? Just realize everywhere that you at is a temporary structure. It's temporary. Everywhere. There's no surety, no sense of surety in that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Remember the scripture, the scripture when it says, they said there shall be no surety for your life. No surety that you're going to live, you're going to have a certain way of life now, that you will have tomorrow. There's no surety of that. You can be riding high today. Ask the people that worked at Ford Motor Plant for all of those years and made a great life for themselves. I had a buddy, he had 18 acres of land. His house sat on 18 acres of land that he bought. He had 2 children. He had a couple of children. He was putting through college. Nice house on that land. And then guess what? He didn't get fired. They bought him out of their contract. It's pretty much the same damn thing. They bought them all out of their contract, forcibly bought them out of their contract for $60,000 a piece, and move a temporary service in there so they could pay the people less, but fired all the people that had been there for all of those years. They got rid of them instead of, because they knew that the people was going to damn sure complain. So instead, they gave them, you know what I'm saying, $60,000, which would look like a nice old chunk. You know what I'm saying? It would look like a nice chunk of money, but it ain't nothing because these people been on these jobs 20, 25 years. They have built their whole life with that job. There's no surety of that because you can go in the next damn day and be fired for no reason. That's one of the reasons why they love setting up temp services in all these places, and everybody goes to a temp service because they don't want you to even have insurance inside that company. You know what I'm saying? Because once you become an employee, if you've been there for a year in a lot of temp services, you've been at the job for a year, they got to hire you. So they will fire you in 11 months and 15 days. You know what I'm saying? So you can't get none of them benefits. Now you back at the same damn temp service, being sent some goddamn where else and got to start the process all over again. And if they don't like you, they might get rid of you in 3 months. And then you're going somewhere else, they get rid of you in 2. And now you're just on this damn hamster wheel of life because there's no surety of your life. So we got to understand we're not Americans. We're not Americans. This is not our permanent rest. We should be praying for this damn place to fall. We should be praying for that. See what I'm saying? That being said, imagine upon hiking down, you rise and face the east. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, I.S.U.P.K, Yahawah, Malachaka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Aisha, Baharataza, Kawa, Bashamaya, Ratanana, Lakam, Ka, Yawam, Masalat now, Kabawaki now, Masalat now, Kabawaki now, Mala'ah, Dabayah now, Banasaya one, Kabam, Kawashaya now, Mayan, Ra'ai, Taya, Baka, Malaka, Wa'ala, Wa'atapars, Lawalaya, Ama. In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us of our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew, Asha'ah, Ayanya, Alahari, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Azari, Ma'ayin, Yahawah, Aisha, Shemayim, Waharataza, Aliyatan, Namawa, Radalka, Aliyanamwa, Shemarka, Anaa, La'ah, Yahawam, Wala'ah, Yahashan, Shawamar, Yashala, Yahawah, Shemarka, Yahawah, Izalka, Yanyanka, Yawamam, Ashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayarak, Wayala, Yahawah, Yashmarka, Ka, La'ah, Yashamar, Abnafashta, Yahawah, Yashamar, Kazata, Abuaka, Mayata, Why? I will know. In the English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hill. From whence cometh my help? My help comes from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He will keep it thee, will not slumber. Behold, he will keep it Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade on thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. Prayer for the Hakak in the Hebrew, Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushua. Barakashah. Mathanana. Hakak. Hakak. Baraba'ah. Kal Makala. Wakal Maruba. Hakak. Latahar. Amatazariah. Hakak. Mahaki. Mati. Hakak. Al-Rahawa. Atma'al. Agarshan. Ba'ashem Yahushua. The water of my. In English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. Please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. Power to raise the dead. Power against unclean spirits. Cast them out. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. For blessed Israel, Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushua. Barakana. Ba'ashem. Ba'abiyah. Spartan. Barak. Ba'ah. Magan. Magan. Say the name of loved ones once, everyone keeps the name once. I.S.U.P.K Minnesota. House Torah. Girl Washington. Armor Johnson. Monique Johnson. Let me say. Go ahead.
Monique Johnson.
Monique Johnson.
Kenneth Johnson.
Kenneth Johnson.
I.S.U.P.K Louisiana.
I.S.U.P.K Louisiana.
I.S.U.P.K Haiti.
I.S.U.P.K Haiti.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
House of Torah.
House of Torah. Okay. In the English. Lord, in the name of Yahushua. Bless us. And Israel. And the school. Bless. Heal. Shield. Protect. The loved ones. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim. Al-Damiyah. Lakah. Al-Takarash. Al-Tashakwa. Al-Dayah. Hannah. Al-Yabika. Yahama. Yawan. Ra'ash. Al-Imaka. Yayama. Sawada. Mayaka. Yadazawa. Tazawapanka. Amarwa. Nakawa. Nakidam. Magaria. La'ah. Yazakar. Sham. Yashala. Iwata. Ya. Nazazawa. Babaa. Yakadwa. Aliaka. Maria. Yakarafma. Alia. Awam. Why? Yeshemai, Aliyah, Yam, Mu'aba, Wahagari, Nabal, Wahamawan, Wahamalot, Alashah, Ain, Shabi, Azabar, Gam, Ashawar, Nalawa, Amam, Hayawa, Zarwa, Abanya, Nawat, Selah, Nashah, Laham, Mani, Kasiasara, Ayabi, Manakaal, Ayashwan, Nashamadwa, Ayanda Ara, Hayawa, Yaman, Laadama, Jahatama, Nada, Ya, Mawa, Ayora, Wakaza Abba, Wakazabak, Wakazal, Wanai, Kal, Nasiakamba, Ashad, Marwa, Nayak, Rash, Lanawa, Ah, Nawaf, Alahayim, Alahaya, Jayatama, Galka, Bash, Panya, Wakawaf, Ash, Abara, Yara, Kal Alahaba, Alahat, Haryam, Khan, Darda, Besaraka, Ubasa, Upakta, Dabalaham, Malah, Panya, Kalawan, Wabakasha, Ka, Yahweh, Ubasa, Wabaawa, Ida, Ai, Wakapara, Wahabadwa, Wadawa, Yada, Ka, Yahweh, Baka, Aryawan, Al, Kal, Aharapaza. In English, keep not thyself, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembered. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are defended against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Israelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, the Baal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assyria also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Do unto them as to the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kisan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make the nobles like a Arab, and like Zaid, yea, all the princes as Zebah and Zalmunna, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O Yahweh, make them like a wheel, as the stuff before the wind, as the fire burns the wood, and as the flame set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Yahweh. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, your name Yahushua, listen to us now, right now, to the evils and curses and punishment and destruction, to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, teachers, princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers in the school, saying evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel, that refuse to give to the school, force their riches to enter thy sanctuary, send evils and curses, and punishment destruction to the Edomites and the nations and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Posse Comitatus, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airwaves, the cable access channel, and the radio channel. The biggest spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your word throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Lay I.S.U.P.K, Michael and Gabriel, come down with the flying saucer and punish all the heathen that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it's the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake it thy coming. In the name of YAHANNA, thank you always. So be it. Sorry. Turn. This concludes our Sabbath service. Shalom, Israel.